Bam! Kaboom! Look who stepped into the room back again. Yo, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Mic check first off. Pedro, I saw you in the chat room. Sweet Cheeks, I saw you in the mix. Let me know what's good. Let me know how I'm sounding right now, because it's been a minute, y'all. I feel rusty. And by the way, listen, what do you think of my glasses, y'all? What do you think? This is my Prince in the Revolution purple rain glasses. What do you think? What do you think? Good luck? No? What do you? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that to y'all. Listen, it's not that kind of show. Hold on one second. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's get in the mood. This is boom. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. I see you sound great. Thank you. You look snazzy. Thank you, Pedro. Yo, Pedro, I got something for you, man. I got something for you, dude. Hold on a second, man. Yo. Y'all go check out my Stuttering Life with Pedro Pena. Follow the podcast on your favorite podcast channel. Pedro Pena is an OG here at Pod Houston. One of the most loyal supporters since day one. An amazing friend, speaker, podcaster. And, he's representing for his community, and he's been doing it for quite some time. And y'all go check out my Stuttering Life with Pedro Pena. You are definitely in for a treat. He's a great interviewer, great content, Pedro, and one of the most consistent podcasters I know. Like, that's why I have mad respect for you, Pedro. Boom. Yes, sir. There you go. Upcoming voice. So if y'all want to hire Ozeal for your next live feed, I could do host reads, I could do your next intro. Holla at me. BookOzeal.com. Your favorite voice over actor. Right here. I got you. All right, guys. So I'm going to take these off. So it's funny because I know I don't look as cool as I do. I promise I'm not going to rock the whole live stream with these glasses. Shout out to my son, James. So James see these glasses? These Purple Rain. I call them Prince glasses. He is in love with these glasses, this style in particular. So he makes me laugh because he has this, which is way too big for his head. So I'm like, Mijo, you can't be doing that. So not now. You can rock those maybe another year from now. So he rocks these guys. Check this out. These purple circular sunglasses. So I call them I call him Prince, but people love the glasses. He always gets a lot of compliments. He's like a little John Lennon. So he's a character. He makes me laugh. So anyways, I just wanted to give shout out to my son. I'm sure he's watching this. I'm sure he is. All right, y'all. What's going on? Let me know. Is the music? Let me turn it down. Is that too loud for you guys? I feel like I'm really loud in my headphones. So let me know how it sounds on your end. So that way I can go ahead and turn down the gain. Let me know. So we got my man Pedro in the house, my Stuttering Life, tuning in from YouTube. My boy Alex DeLeon tuning in all the way from ATX. And we're doing it, guys. We're doing it live. This live stream was supposed to happen, about a week ago. And that day was chaotic, to say the least. So many things were happening. Life happened. And I was being pulled left and right. And Wi-Fi was down. And you know how it is as a content creator. Some of the unexpected obstacles we have to deal with in regards to tech. Thank you, Pedro. Music sounds good. Awesome. Thank you, brother. I feel like it gets the mood going, right? I feel like I'm recording like a live podcast episode. Welcome to No Permission Needed, y'all, with Ozeal. Anyhow, our jokes aside, I'm feeling really goofy. I had way too much coffee today. I was working at Starbucks and I was working on a presentation I'm giving next Thursday. Next week's going to be insane. And y'all know a little bit about it, but it's going to be insane. So I was working on a presentation on a slide deck and went to go wash the car. I've just been running around all day. So let's take a deep breath. This is going to be my downtime. And I don't think this is going to go too long. I just have a few things that I want to touch on. And of course, I just wanted to touch base with you guys since it's been a minute since I've been behind the mic on a live stream. A lot of things has been happening, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep you updated throughout the year. Can you believe like 2023 is like literally right around the corner? Like it's crazy. This year went by super fast, but grateful nonetheless. And I'm excited to be here with you today. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, anybody on the replay, #replay, let me know and I'll make sure that I get to your questions, because I do have 3 questions that people submitted through the newsletter. So I'm going to get to that in a bit. But let's see, what are we going to talk about? And by the way, Pedro and Alex and anybody who tunes in, if you have any questions regarding podcasting, and let me know what you have been working on. Pedro, I'm looking forward to catching up with you at next week's event. It's been a minute, my man, since I've seen you live and in person. So I look forward to really reconnecting with you and a lot of the Pod Houston members. I feel like it's been, 4 months ago since our last in-person event. I believe so. I think it was with Podcast Movement. If anybody was there, let me know. I think it was about 3 months ago, but it was a dope event, super successful. And I got caught up. Obviously I'm running my business and doing a bunch of other things. So I wasn't able to get the next event going. Hold on one second. Here we go. Sounding smooth like butter. Do I, Alex? Alex, and to answer your question, my man, I did not get the Stream Deck. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I know I've been procrastinating. Pedro, let me know, because you're really techie when it comes to equipment. Let me know if you've heard of a Stream Deck. Apparently, it's a must-have. I know it's a must-have because a lot of my live streamers use it. I'm really all about doing it big, video-wise and live stream-wise in 2023. That's a goal of mine. So, yeah, Alex, I don't know, man. Maybe Santa will bring me a Stream Deck for Christmas. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's definitely on my list. The journey of video podcasting on YouTube. Any thoughts? Dude, yes, I do have some thoughts on that, Pedro. YouTube is really pushing for video podcasts. My man, are you doing any video podcasts? I know you have a YouTube channel, which, by the way, guys, not only do you want to check out Pedro's podcast, My Stuttering Life, but you want to check out My Stuttering Life on YouTube as well. I haven't been on your channel recently, Pedro, but let me know. Yes, it's mainly for gamers, Twitch users, etc. Yeah. But I know a lot of live streamers that do like live stream hybrid podcasts also use Stream Deck and love it. Just to be able to shift and move and just makes it a lot more efficient. So I'm definitely, and Alex is one of those friends of mine. He's been telling me like, dude, you got to get it, especially if you want to do the live stream. So my man Pedro's dropping in, man. Dude, you keeping me busy over here. I feel like I do need a Stream Deck now, man. Just being able to like look at screens. And yes, I'm continuing with video podcast. Right on, my man. He's doing it. And I have 5 guests in the queue. Jeez, are you like already booked up, Pedro, for the remaining 2022? Let me know. I feel like you're one of those cats that like front loads and has everything ready to go for the remaining year. I feel like you're very organized. You've always been that way, man. All right, guys. So check it out. Let's go ahead and let's talk about what's happening. So the main reason I wanted to get on here is obviously just to kind of have a touch point with you guys with Pod Houston. Shout out to Pod Houston if you're catching this. Shout out to everybody on the YouTube channel. There's a lot of changes happening, but I just want to do a touch point just to let you know what's been happening lately with Pod Houston and Ozeal Media and a lot of things that I have going on moving forward into 2023, which I'm really excited about. But first things first, let's talk about the thing. Let's talk about the event probably of the year, because ladies and gents, this will be our final educational style event for Pod Houston of 2023. So if you have not attended a Pod Houston event, you don't want to miss this event. It's going to be super, super dope because we are collaborating with our good friends at Podfest Expo. And this event is going down October 19th, next Wednesday at Holy Family HTX. Shout out to Luke Bronner, who's one of the panelists and who hooked it up at this beautiful venue. I'm really excited. It's in the Edo, Houston, East End of Houston. And it's a different vibe, different type of energy. We're bringing Podfest Expo. We got Chris K coming through. We got Larry Roberts. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of our panelists. But Podfest Expo, and let me share a little bit about Podfest Expo. Pedro, if I'm not mistaken, you spoke at one of their events. I believe, right? So let me know. I believe you did. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Let me go and make this is when Stream Deck comes in handy, right? Alex, feel you, man. So just a little briefing. Podfest Expo, our partners for next Wednesday. They are a community of people interested and passionate about sharing their voice and message with the world through the powerful mediums of audio and video. I feel like we have that commonality. I feel like that bio could have been written for Pod Houston because we share the same values, which is community driven, very indie centric, helping creators use their voice to market their message, to connect with their audience. And we do it through audio and video as well. I also run Vid Houston, so shout out to Vid Houston. So Podfest Expo, I'm really excited. This event is going to be, jam-packed with some rock stars. Not only is this, I'm excited because this is the last event of 2022, and it's been a minute since we've done a live event, but the creators, the podcasters, the leaders that we have coming to this event is like top notch. Like this right here is a free event, right? You can donate whatever you like. By the way, some people ask me, it's like, do we have to donate? No, you don't have to donate. You can donate if you like. You don't have to donate. The Eventbrite, if you go there, if you register, it will ask you for a donation. You can donate $1. Okay. You can also donate $1,000. I'm just kidding. It's gonna go to a good cause, but you donate as you wish. But it's a free event. And this type of event, like Podfest Expo, they're on a tour right now. Some of the events are charging $20. They're charging. And I believe like these events are super valuable, that it merits an admission, an investment, because this is kind of like a mini conference style of like jam-packed with valuable people that are going to come. And not only are we going to have one panel, but we're also going to have Chris K, the founder of Podfest Expo, sharing with you some golden gems. And I'm really, really excited about that. So the type of content, the type of value you're going to get at this next event, I mean, this is high level value from not just podcasters that have been doing it for a week or two. These are podcasters that have been in the game, that are OGs, that are passionate about this medium just as much as I am, and are going to be delivering a great presentation and a panel. So let me go ahead and jump into this real quick before I go on. Pedro in the house, booked until December. Of course you would, man. Of course, Pedro. I don't expect anything less. I will be there. I know you will be there, brother, and it's going to be great to see you there. And you did speak at Podfest Expo in Orlando. That's right. That's what I thought. And Alex, you don't donate, you bro. I feel like I need to pin that, dude. Can I pin that somewhere? Let me star that. Only Alex. Alex is my best friend in Austin, representing Austin right now. And Alex, you never surprise me with some of the things that come out of your mouth, man. I swear. You don't donate, you bronate. That's right, y'all. That's gonna be the tagline. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, register for October 19th, Wednesday, October 19th for Pod Houston Podfest Expo. You don't donate, you bronate. Bronate us, bronate me, bronate Pod Houston. I love that. Don't donate, just bronate. You made my day, dude. That comment right there made my day. Awesome. Oh man. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick this off. So let me go ahead, and for those who are going to catch this on the replay, let me break it down for you. Check this out. So we will have pizza. We'll have veggie pizza for our vegetarians out there. Yes, we're thinking about you. We'll have refreshments. We're gonna have some fun, giveaways, some raffles. We are co-hosting this event, as I mentioned, with Podfest Expo, so they will be in the house. They just got done doing an East Coast tour. They were in New York. They were Chicago, New York, and now they're coming to Texas. They're going to be in San Antonio, Austin, and then they're going to end their tour with us, with Pod Houston, October 19th. So what better way than to close out the tour and supporting them in their event? And we're going to get more information as far as their conference next year in 2023 on Wednesday. So please join us again, Wednesday, October 19th. What else? Okay, so let's talk about the panelists. The panelists, y'all. Okay, so we have, all-star. We have an all-star panel. We got Rita Bautista of the Latina Podcasters Network. Shout out to Rita. Mark LaCour, who's a good friend of mine. He actually spoke at one of the early Pod Houston events. Geez, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago. He is the founder of OGGN, and which is like the most significant oil and gas podcast network in the world. Not to mention, he's one of our sponsors. Shout out to Mark LaCour, who sponsored this event as well and donating some of the food. Yeah, the pizza. That's courtesy of OGGN. So shout out to my boy Mark. Luke Bronner of Melia Media Group. He's also a podcast producer. He works with Simplecast, just a really dope cat. I've had the honor of working with him. I've known Luke for the past 4 or 5 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, in the comments. But yeah, man, we've known each other for a minute. So we got Luke Bronner, who's an OG, and also traveling all the way, my friends, from Dallas, Texas, from D-Town. We got my boy Larry Roberts. He is the host of the You're the Boss podcast and the founder of Readily Media. Larry's such a cool cat. Honored. He works also with Podfest Expo. He's part of their squad, and he's Texas homegrown, baby. So we're going to have some Texas love representing all the way from D-Town. So shout out to you, Larry Roberts, for showing the love and coming through. Yes, Pedro, thank you. Thank you for the sponsors. Thank you for the sponsors. Absolutely, man. Listen, sponsors, and let me give a big shout out. By the way, everybody who donated, I'm going to send you something. Let me give a massive shout out to our sponsors and also everybody who donated through the Eventbrite link. Shout out to you, because without the sponsors, without your donations, you keep this engine going, and all the money, all the proceeds go back to Pod Houston, right? So we can continue building, getting speakers, just putting together these events. And we're building up to a conference in 2023. So all of the funds go to helping us, acquire resources and get that going as well. So it's going to a good cause, my friends. And plus, we've been doing a lot of free events for a minute, as you guys know, for the past 5 years. So it's all been freemium.com. But right now, we're just open for donations, whatever you wish to donate or bronate, as my boy Alex likes to say. We appreciate that. So shout out to all my bronators, and of course, all of our sponsors. And last but not least, oh, by the way, let me go ahead and backtrack a little bit. So the panel, y'all, this all-star panel that's going to be moderated by Jay Sutton, and he's also a podcast producer, creator. Jay's a cool cat. I actually met him at a Vid Houston event, and he will be the moderator of the event. And he will, he's just a really dope cat. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. So the panel is going to be about the do's and don'ts of podcasting. We're going to talk about some of the most common mistakes and some of the, the mistakes to avoid, and some of the do's, like what's working in 2022 as it relates to podcasting. So we have an awesome panel of experts that have a finger on the pulse, that know what's happening, and they've experimented. They're also podcasters, and they're just simply going to share with you what's working and what's not. So I'm really, really excited about that. Also, guys, I wish I had a drum roll. Also, we are, and Alex, let me know, man, is the music too loud? I feel like it's too loud, my man. If I need to turn it down, let me know. I feel like I'm hearing it. Turn me up on the headphones, but maybe not. I need to turn down on my headphones. So let me know. So another thing, we're having a bonus. Not only are we going to have a panel, y'all, not only a panel, but we're going to have founder of Podfest Expo, Chris K, He's going to be sharing with us 10 ways to grow your podcast and all the strategies. So all of you who are always posting in the Facebook groups and asking your coaches and your fellow podcasters, what's the best way to grow your podcast? Ladies and gents, if you're part of Pod Houston and you're coming to the event, well, I'm here to let you know that we have some answers for you. We got some solutions, and Chris K is going to be dropping that on October 19th. So 2 for the price of 1, y'all. We got an all-star panel, and we got Chris K, founder of Podfest Expo, breaking it down 10 ways to grow your podcast and giving you some really exclusive, like ninja tactics, strategies on how to grow your podcast. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm telling you, this is like easily I could charge. Like we can charge for this, like easily. Like this is in person, free food, free drinks. And by the way, our other sponsor, Ozeal Coffee, shout out to Hector Garcia, is going to be hooking us up with Cold Brew Coffee. So Ozeal Coffee is actually in the East End. If you're in the East End, Houston area, check out Ozeal Coffee. I believe they're on Navigation as well. And right across from Ninfas. Go say what's up. Tell them we sent you. Pod Houston. He'll be in the house hooking us up with Cold Brew Coffee. So shout out to my boy, Hector, for hooking it up. Supporting our local businesses is how we do it here in Pod Houston. And what else? What else is happening? Okay, so before I here's just some housekeeping. If anybody's interested, I think today's the last day. It's gonna be crazy, y'all, because our event is October 19th. The following day, October 20th, I have to get up early in the morning and I'm speaking at the PR day. So PRSA, which is a big PR organization. I'm speaking at their event October 20th. And so I've been working on the press. It's been nuts. I mentioned this earlier. Like I've been working on the presentation and then I'm getting ready for this event. And it's like juggling balls in addition to everything that I got going on with my business and life. So my day, this whole week has been a little chaotic, not gonna lie. But it's been fun. I'm grateful. So I'll be speaking. If anybody's gonna be there, let me know, tag me if you're gonna be there. We'll love to say hello. It's going to be a great turnout. A lot of people from different walks, entrepreneurship, social media. Of course, I'll be talking about podcasting and really, really excited about that. So it's going to be crazy. So from the event, I probably have to dart out, get some rest, have mad coffee in the morning, and dart out to downtown Houston at Impact Hub in downtown Houston for that presentation. So again, if you're just tuning in, say hello. I'm just here vibing out. Alex, I'm not sure if you're tuning in. If you're just tuning in, come and hit me up on the chat. Let me know if how does the music sound, y'all? Is it okay? Like, does it give me that vibe? Like, welcome to Pod Houston. That's right. October 19th, Wednesday at Holy Family HTX. It's going down. How does that sound? Ooh, I like that. Okay, let me know if I need to switch it up. I could turn it down just a tad bit. I kind of like this lo-fi, man. I've been on this lo-fi tip for quite some time. All right. So that is that. Now, let's do a Q&A. What time is it? Ooh, I told myself I was going to do 30 minutes because I have lunch ready to go. I haven't eaten lunch. It's just straight coffee. So let's get to this Q&A. Again, no hurry, but definitely want to be respectful of your time. And I appreciate you guys who are tuning in. If you catch this on the replay, hit me up. You can drop your questions on there and I'll say hello. All right. So let's do this. Q&A time. I did get 3 questions. Let's get right to it. One of them is Jesse sent me this question. How can I stay motivated with my podcast? Downloads are not good and I'm looking for ways to keep podcasting. Thanks. Hold on one second, real quick. What music? I'm too entranced by the Is that what it is? Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, Alex. Don't make me do it, man. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, man. I received that compliment. radio voice, man. It's supposed to be a podcast voice, man. Come on, man. Get it right, Alex. Get it right. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Try to keep it silky and smooth for you guys. Smooth like butter. Yeah. Sponsored by. All right. What's going on, Reggie? My growth advocate. Great seeing you, my man. Reggie, I better see you next Wednesday, man. You gonna be there? Better be there. You all the insiders better represent. Hope to see you there. All right, back to the question. Jesse asked me, how can I stay motivated with my podcast? And let me know in the chat if you guys can relate to this. I believe that we all can, all creators. Downloads are not that good, and I'm looking for ways to keep podcasting. Okay, Jesse, how can you stay motivated? Listen, the advice that I always give clients and podcasters that feel like they're getting, burned out, or feel like they're not as motivated because they're not seeing the download numbers. Ask yourself the question and revert to, why are you doing this? I believe that, the purpose is the machine that's going to keep you going. When there are times where you may not feel motivated. I'm sometimes not motivated to go to the gym. And there are times where I also have to wrestle with like getting behind the mic and recording podcast episodes. But one of the things that I do to hold myself accountable is knowing that there are people listening to your podcast, Jesse. There are people that, even if it's 10 downloads, 20, 15, whatever it may be, there are people that are tuning in, that are taking time out of their day to follow your podcast and to listen to your podcast. Okay. And that's something to put in perspective. So people are listening. So one of the things that hold me accountable is just knowing that, look, I got people that are expecting me to show up and deliver my message every Monday when I drop a new episode. And I always ask myself that question, why am I doing this? Why? Like, what's the core mission behind this podcast? Why did I start this? I even have clients early on, and they just pretty much burn out even before they get out the gate, not giving themselves a chance to even start a podcast. Like 75% of people don't even launch their podcast, 1 out of 4, because they want to do it. They see the work, they see the commitment. But let's face it, y'all, when you're building something that is significant, that's going to create an impact, any kind of movement, which your podcasting is, right? Your podcast is a movement. Once you start thinking about that, the question is going to come back to you, my friend. Are you committed to put in the reps? And what is your true purpose for launching this podcast? If you don't have a strong enough purpose, it's going to be really hard to stay motivated. And I just want to let you know, I want to preface this again to let you know that everybody feels moments of like lack of motivation. Let's just be real here. Any creators, Reggie, Pedro, any creators out here, let me know, how many times do you feel like you just want to give up and don't want to do it? I mean, there are times where myself, I'm just like, oh man, I really don't. And I think it's just the work, right? It's like the work and the recording and the planning and the editing and promoting, and it's a lot of work, but being a creator in 2022 moving forward, guys, I mean, this is no longer just a hobbyist type of platform. This is a platform for real deal creative entrepreneur types to really succeed. If you look at Mr. Beast and some of your favorite big time YouTubers, they will tell you, they're very transparent. Like when they start getting brand sponsorship deals on videos, and they have to like look at KPIs from the brand when they launch a sponsored video or on a podcast, it's like there's a sense of like it's work, but I feel like the work even starts beforehand. Like even before you start getting monetized and you start working with brand partnerships and deals, you still have to get in this mindset of like, okay, if this is a hobby and you don't feel motivated and you really don't care about the audience, then you can quit whenever you want. But if you are serious about building a platform, a real audience with your podcast, Jesse, you got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's the purpose behind this podcast? Because if the purpose is for the downloads, for the vanity metrics, my man, you should reconsider, either pivot in a different direction or decide to close up shop. You really have to ask yourself that question. And if that question doesn't drive you to kind of break away from that lack of motivation and say, okay, let me get back to work. Let me show up for my people, no matter who shows up. It's going to be really tough, man, to stay motivated. It really is. And, there's other aspects, right? Looking at practicality, looking at your lifestyle. I'm not sure what your lifestyle looks like. If you're a family man, if you got a lot of things going on, if that's the case, there's, you can also adjust your lifestyle that's more practical for consistent podcasting, if that makes any sense. Anybody in the chat, let me know if that makes any sense. Alex just said, Jesse, that means that you gotta stay with it, man. You gotta stay with it. So hopefully that helps you out, my man. Again, just hold yourself accountable, answer that question, why am I doing this? And it'll give you a whole different perspective on it. And if that answer really doesn't compel you to continue with the podcast, then you may have to reconsider or pivot in a different direction, and that's happened before. So hopefully that helps, man. Let me know. Hopefully that answers your question. I'll make sure I'll tag you and I'll add this in the newsletter as well. So, and let me know, creators who are listening to this, even in the replay, like, let me know what you think of that answer. Like, let me know, how do you stay motivated? How do you guys stay motivated? Alex, how do you stay motivated? Pedro, Jet, Reggie, how do you stay motivated? Anybody who's watching this, how do you stay motivated to continue with your podcast when the download numbers are not there, right? When you're not getting the social shares and you're not getting a lot of traction online, how do you stay motivated? Hit me up. Okay, the next question. Who's this? Erica? Erika. Okay, Erica, I'm starting a podcast in 2023. I see people doing YouTube podcast, thinking I should do the same. What are your thoughts on video? Pedro, I'm not sure if you're on this, but you were asking the question about video podcasting, my thoughts on it. Here's the thing. YouTube is a different animal. Anybody who has a YouTube channel, like, stand up. With my real podcasters, please stand up. Anybody who's doing the podcast in addition to the YouTube channel knows how much work YouTube really is. I found that out a couple years ago, and I also found myself burning it out, not because I didn't love YouTube or I didn't believe in YouTube, but because I just simply didn't have systems and processes that would keep me consistent and focused. And that's going to change. But that was my problem. I had to really look back, what's the why, what's happening here. So to answer your question, Erica, you see people doing YouTube podcasts. Yes, there's a lot of podcasters. It's funny because I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, a lot of podcasters want to be YouTubers and YouTubers want to be podcasters. We're seeing this blend happening. Are you guys seeing it as well? Like, YouTube is, and now if you go to youtube.com/podcast, there's actually a dedicated page. I believe it's on beta, but you can see all the podcasts that are on there. So it's happening. It's real. YouTube is definitely invested in podcasting. They see the wave. They see the growth, and they are paying attention to what we are doing as podcasters, right? So as a podcaster, especially newbies, Erica, that you're starting, you're getting that kind of scratch of well, maybe I should do that. And maybe not, Do I believe that you should do both? I do. And as a traditional podcaster, I believe in the theater of the mind. I believe in this voice centric community, in this platform, which is podcasting in its essence. But podcasting has evolved now, and now we're seeing it get into the video space. And I do believe that there's a lot of leverage in using video for your podcast. I do. And if you can do it, whether it's maybe a live stream, through StreamYard or Ecamm Live, there's other tools, or if you do pre-recorded, right? I've seen people do YouTube videos, podcasting with their iPhone, their cell phone. So you can definitely do it. Is just know what you're up against. Not up against, but just know what you're about to embark on, which is a lot of post-production. It doesn't have to be. right? Doesn't have to be, but it's like people are, even Jesse, right, is having trouble staying motivated with the consistency. It's hard enough to really stay consistent with the podcast. If you don't have that engine going and you don't have that in motion and have that momentum, it's going to be hard to just add YouTube. So if you're starting off, Erica, if you feel like you have the bandwidth to do both, then do both. But if you feel like if this is your first time doing any type of content creation, I feel like go audio first, and then you can adopt the video when you have that momentum going. But if you want to do it at the gate, again, there's really no rule book. To me, it's just all about bandwidth and what you're capable of. Because I'm telling you, YouTube is a whole different animal. Let me know, guys, if anybody who's doing video podcasts, let me know any advice for Erica, because I know it could be challenging. We got my man Alex dropping in. Don't quit because someone out there thinks you're legit. Oh, here we go. Dude, you need to get behind the mic. Alex, when are you going to start a podcast? Look at that. Don't quit because someone out there thinks you're legit. I love it. That's true, man. I'm going to have to use that. That's a quotable right there. That's tweetable right there, Alex. Don't quit because someone out there thinks you're legit. Let me read that in the right context. So true, my man. You know, if you're getting 5 downloads, and you can see it in your hosting service when people are listening. I don't know about you guys, but that's motivating as hell for me. Like, I'm like, yo, that's cool. Like, I got people listening in all parts of the world. And I've gotten like DMs from people like, yo, I'm listening to your podcast. I'm like, word? Like, you listen to my podcast? Cool. Like, dope, you know? And this is not the first time I've gotten that. I've had many emails like that. So it's been pretty cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, you're legit. So don't quit. Too legit to quit. What's up, Nick? Nick Stevenson in the house. My man. I love that. I love that you restarted the podcast, man. I see that you did a live. Actually, I checked it out. I'm not sure if you saw me. I was trying to leave a comment in your chat room, but for some reason I wasn't allowed to. So just want to let you know that I was in the house checking out the live. And it was really nice to see you behind the mic, brother, because you are good at what you do, my man. Nick, how do you stay motivated, man? I know you've had some bouts with the motivation part. Would like to know your thoughts on the motivation, how you keep it going. So anyways, Erica, hopefully that answers your question. I'm pretty sure we have other members that will chime in that are doing video podcasts. I do believe that here's my thing with video podcasting. I'm super, super powerful, right? Super powerful. But what I love about the video podcasting element, when you record the video, I think the major benefit outside of being it on YouTube and discoverability and, you know, obviously getting more eyeballs into your content and using it as a funnel to your podcast, all that. On top of that is it just 10x your promotion. Like it basically supercharges your marketing efforts. And what I mean by that is now we're seeing, as you know, long form video, and you're seeing repurposing, right, of short clips, which will be added on Reels and TikTok. And when people get that visibility and they see the visual and they see the host visually and they see your personal brand and you're putting out valuable snippets of short form content on all these other platforms, now you're really kind of branching off into different platforms. And now you're really maximizing your promotion. And what happens is they catch on to these videos and they're like, yo, that's really dope. Now let me go listen to this 45-minute, 30-minute, whatever hour podcast. So to me, I think it's a great marketing funnel. It just supercharges everything. So from a marketing standpoint, I think it's a no-brainer. I think as podcasters, we should in some form embrace video. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, video is where to go. And I'm seeing more and more podcasters going to YouTube. Now, I will say this. I believe there's a stat. I think it's like only 14 out of 50 podcasts. 14 out of 50 aggregators are accepting video. But that's that really, I mean, it matters, but it really doesn't, because podcasters are still gravitating towards YouTube anyway. And YouTube is, as you guys know, it's a force. You know, number 2 search engine next to Google. So I'm finding myself watching podcasts on YouTube. Real talk. It's crazy for me to say that as a traditional OG. I'm still listening to my podcast on my phone, but I am watching. You guys let me know. Are you guys watching more like YouTube podcasts? Like, I'm watching it now. I thought I would never say that, but I am definitely watching and listening to podcasts on YouTube. It's the truth. That's what's happening these days. Nick, I'm going to move to YouTube. Good to hear from you and see you, bud. Absolutely. Okay, cool, man. Oh, gotcha. I see you on YouTube. Thanks, Ozeal. There you go. Smells Like Middle-Age Spirit podcast. Y'all go check it out. He's on YouTube, as you can see. Thank you for your advocacy for your podcast community. Absolutely. Nick, you know how we do, man, here in Pod Houston. Always repping for the indie community. So I'm glad to see you here, brother. And I'm glad that you are back behind the mic, back in the mix, no pun intended, doing the podcast. And let me know, man. Hopefully I get to see you, man. I know it's kind of difficult, coming out to the events with scheduling and all that, but hopefully you can make it out next Wednesday. We'll love to see you there. I feel like it's one of those events. And I talked about this early in the stream. You can catch the replay. It's going to be super, super dope. I think if there's all the events are dope. One of the things I take great pride in is all the Pod Houston events. Even the networking one was really, really, it was fire, like super valuable. But this one right here, it's going to be special. So come out. Hopefully I get to see you. So Erica, going back to you again. Yeah, do it. Let me know how it works out. I do have some resources if you are interested in kind of incorporating video, if I can share any tips and advice to you. But yeah, check your bandwidth. I think it's powerful, especially from a marketing standpoint. And I think having a video marketing strategy for your podcast is imperative. I'll leave it at that. I wish I had like a little roadcaster. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one of those. That's another one, Alex. I need to get alongside the stream deck. We're gonna make that happen. Cool. And the final question. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. What time is it? Ooh, 45 minutes. Let's go. Ozeal. When do you think it's time to start using paid ads to grow your podcast? No name was left. Anonymous. So Anonymous, let me address that. Interesting you asked, because I'm actually doing a lot of, I'm a brand marketing director, consultant for another audio agency out in the East Coast. And I am helping with marketing, brand marketing specifically, but I've been delving into the world of paid ads. So setting up paid ads on Spotify and Castro and Castbox. And it's been really interesting for me getting into that world and getting in the trenches and really learning how it works, understanding the KPIs and, some of the benefits and some of the challenges of getting into paid ads. So I'm glad you asked that question. Because I feel like I got some experience now in me where I could share with you. So when do you think it's time to start using paid ads to grow your podcast is the question, Mr. or Miss Anonymous. The answer is when you're ready. That's it. No, when you have a budget, and that's real. So I believe on Spotify, it could be anywhere from like 200 to 250 and up. I know Castbox, we're running ads at 3Gs, 3K minimum, with some pretty good traction and getting some good subs. I believe that once you start and have some momentum going, it's like you have the start phase and then you have the scale. So you start and then you scale. So when you're starting, I believe I'm just a big believer of the organic growth marketing approach. I believe in building a community, building a follower, subscriber, one follower, one sub at a time, cultivating that relationship, getting them into a newsletter, getting them to where you're building a connection, making sure that you are serving them on a one-on-one basis. Especially for like a lot of indie podcasters that are building that you may have like maybe 50 downloads a month or maybe 100, but really investing in your super fans early from the jump, learning what's working, what's not, what content is resonating. So really doing an audit of what's working. And you can see that in your analytics and your hosting service. You can also see that in Apple Podcasts, that's some really killer podcasts. So I don't know when was the last time you guys saw your Apple analytics, but go ahead and after this live, go to your Apple Connect Analytics and they can tell you when people are dropping off. It's gotten really ninja. It's gotten really, really good. So I'm glad that Apple is leveling up when it comes to analytics. And I think we're going to see more analytics when it comes to podcasting. I feel like we're lacking in that space, especially in the ad space. You really don't see analytics that are really going to tell you and how your podcast is doing. Like the measuring tape is quite not dialed in yet, even in the advertising space. And when I was at Podcast Movement, I was talking to people at Voxer Media and some of the head people that are running big major marketing ads, and they're still trying to figure this thing out. So I know I diverted from the question, Anonymous, but start. I think the first year, just really build your community, build your newsletter, like build that up, give value, get on social, see the engagement, cultivate that relationship. And then when it's time to take it to the next level, you scale. And when you scale, I am a big believer of a hybrid of organic and then paid ads. And I believe Buzzsprout, you can start at $500. You can do, on Spotify. And now you could do, there's some paid ads, I think Castro, and I think Spotify, and a few others. I'm getting my resources. So eventually I'm going to give more information in regards to what I've learned from a paid ad marketing standpoint. And I'll give you like some of the ones that I've used for clients that we're seeing really good results. And I'm saying really, really good results. So scale paid ads in addition to organic. That's how you're really going to supercharge your marketing efforts, but you have to have a budget. So make sure, again, if you're serious about your podcast, I do believe that there's some weight that can really that can push your podcast through paid advertising and get in front of people. Like, featured ads work really, really, really well. Another thing that you can consider, Anonymous, before you go into the paid ad space, I would suggest, so you go organic, right? And there's paid, right? Start and then scale. But the middle, one of the things that I'm seeing even from clients, and I'm seeing that's working in 2022, is getting on other podcasts, podcast guesting, doing the cross promotion, getting in front of an audience that's already there, right? We're not competitors, we're collaborators. I truly believe that should be the spirit of the creator. We're seeing YouTubers do a lot of collaborations, and I want to encourage and advocate for podcasters to do the same, to make sure that we partner up and we collaborate with each other. And if I have like a fitness podcast and you're talking about fitness, like, yo, let me interview you, you interview me, let's do some show, some ads, some live reads on each other's show, and do some cross promo. I'm seeing that be very successful for a lot of indie podcasters. So I would go down that route before you go paid ads. Try to get on other people's shows and see if you can collaborate. And you can also work with adjacent podcasts, not directly, like if you're in health, go with another health podcast, but maybe go with a lifestyle, maybe mental health or entrepreneurial. You get in different crowds, right? Your audience. So that's another thing that can really grow your podcast. So get on other people's show. And that's something actually I want to do in 2023 is do more podcast guesting. That's something that I'm going to be doing. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let me get to some questions or comments. Everyone is moving to YouTube after Twitch pissed off. I heard about that, Alex. I heard that Twitch. You got to let me know, man. I think I saw an article about Twitch screwing over their creators. What's up with that? Yeah, let me know in the comment, man, what happened exactly. But I heard some rumblings about Twitch tripping. As someone who started advertising for some great local companies, with respect to them, I really miss when it was just me, my co-host, the guests, and unfiltered and uninterrupted conversations. Word, man. Yeah. People don't really realize that, Nick. I think when you get into the monetizing part of, and I talked about this earlier, I've seen creators start getting into brand partnerships and start monetizing their podcasts, and that becomes like the knife behind their back. Like that becomes the thing that takes them out. of the creator world. And it's just really unfortunate. So it's kind of like musicians, right? When you do it for the love, and then they blow up, and then there's like so much pressure, and now you have to live up to expectations uh, for the brand and the people that are pouring money, into your brand, right? It just changes the game a little bit. It takes the love away, it takes the joy. So that's why, like, I always tell hobbyists, like, yo, like, just have fun with it. Are you having fun? If you're having fun, just have fun with it, and if it grows, it grows, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And just know that when it grows and you start monetizing, the landscape changes a little bit. You have to take a different mindset approach from a business perspective, and it may steal some joy from the thing that you're doing. And I think we all started podcasting simply because we wanted to turn on the mic and have a conversation and just share it with you guys, right? With the world. That's essentially what this podcasting game is all about. But big money's here, guys. It's $1 billion industry now. It's crazy. Now being one in charge of the money and seeing where the money is going, and then getting the client being like, yo, where's this going? Where are the KPIs? What's, it gets a little, it's like crazy. And I'm like, yo, like this is podcasting now. It's changed, immensely. So I feel you on that, Nick. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're talking about advertising your podcast. I'd love to know more about that. No, I feel what you're saying though, man. Because I had touched on that earlier. Last night, Prescott Kelly from Chopping It Up with P. Scott as a guest co-host. It was dope. I met him through Pod Houston. Dope. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, Nick. Shout out to Prescott. He's part of Pod Houston. Love the collaborations. I love hearing Pod Houston members. And I've been on some shows recently who I met through the Pod Houston events and through the community. And it's so dope to see this collaboration. And maybe we might have to do that. Maybe we have to do a thread. Danielle, if you watch this, maybe we can create like a thread on a weekly basis where we share something about, or we encourage like cross promotion and being on other people's show. I think we've done that before, but I would like to do that again, because I would like to encourage, because we have local podcasts from all walks. And I think that could be something dope, where if you're looking for a guest, you can get a guest. Or if you're looking to be on a podcast, we got podcasters in the mix that can put you on. So let's do that. But I love, Nick, that you chopped it up with the boy Prescott, P. Scott. I did check it out a little bit, and then I had to hop off, but yeah, it looked like you guys were having fun, man. Amazon reported losses, and to make that up, they decided to take a bigger cut from ad revenue and giving less to creators. Oh, man. Listen, let's talk about that. Jeez, there's gonna be 1 hour. Man, it happens to me all the time. Like, I got my cool people, Nick and Reggie and my folks, and it doesn't take much to keep me behind the mic for I'll stay on for a minute. It's how much I love vibing. I appreciate you guys, by the way. Appreciate you guys joining me. 154, hanging out on a Friday afternoon. Listen, I want to talk about that, Alex. I'm glad that you mentioned that. So one of the things about creators, and we're seeing this, and this is a discussion that we need to have amongst ourselves, and this could be dope maybe for a future Pod Houston event. I would love to get like a mastermind, a circle where we can kind of discuss this, of some of the pitfalls of what's happening with some of these major platforms, right? So we saw, whether it's YouTube or TikTok, Twitch, Amazon, that as creators, we have to think more entrepreneurial and less dependent on these major platforms. They are going to be leveraging the influence that we create. They are simply just looking out for our audience. If they see that you have an audience, they will knock on your door and say, hey, I'll give you a little piece of this if you give me a piece of that. And that is a high percentage, and it's never equal. So I think the future of the creator, of podcasters, of YouTubers, and I'm going to say creators, because I feel like it encapsulates the essence of what we're all trying to do, is just create content for our community, right? I feel like we need to get more entrepreneurial, and we need to understand that these platforms are really they're not out there for us. They're going to give us pennies in return of a massive audience grab, right? That's what they want. So what's the solution? I don't know just yet, but I will say that there's not a lot of money to be made in these major platforms. So my advice to you as a creator is build your own platform. Double down on your platform. If you don't own a URL, if you don't own a domain, and I'm not talking about a domain on Podbean or on Buzzsprout, I'm talking about your URL, your podcast, your brand.com, .net, .us, or whatever it is. You need to own your domain, own your platform, have a newsletter, because I believe the newsletter, it's still relevant. I feel like it's made a comeback. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our newsletter has been growing. I like sharing in our newsletter, and I'm subscribing to more newsletter than ever before. They're very narrow, they're very niche, and I'm just really enjoying the content that I'm getting. So I would suggest starting a newsletter and creating a marketing funnel that allows your listeners to go from your YouTube channel, your podcast, into your ecosystem, your digital ecosystem, into your home, and start giving them value through the newsletter, building that relationship, that relational marketing approach. And from there, the only way you can really truly monetize and make money, I believe, is going to be through your own products. It's going to be through your own services. It's going to be through paid, secret, memberships. That's where it's going. That's where it's going. I feel like if you don't have your head wrapped around that business model and just say, I'm going to rely on YouTube for AdSense, which we know, a bunch of YouTubers that have a lot of followers, and they say they really don't make a lot of money from YouTube. They make money funneling them back to their digital ecosystem, their website, and they're selling courses, and they're selling coaching services, and they're selling merch, and on, I know a guy who's on YouTube who's killing it. I think he made about 250 in 1 month, y'all. 1 month. It's crazy. And he was selling, I think, templates, like productivity templates. I need to get him on the podcast. I need to get him on the show. Templates on Notion. He was doing Notion templates, and he was just selling them online. And he was using YouTube, doing like a how-to. And then they would go to the website, and he was selling them. I forgot what platform, but 250,000. Okay. And he wasn't being sponsored by anybody. He was selling, creating products, putting online, build an audience, right? I always talk about brand, audience, and then you monetize. He has a brand. He built an audience, and now he's monetized. A lot of these podcasters, the new cats, want to get into this game thinking they're going to make money out the gate. And they're like, yo, I'm going to get on Amazon and affiliate. And you can make money with affiliate marketing. But even affiliate marketing, they're jacking you up. They're not giving you a good percentage. I've sold mad. Amazon did me dirty. Like, I've sold some like Rodecaster, some major devices on Amazon, and they give me pennies. What Rodecaster was like $700 when it came out. I think I sold like 8, and barely made 100. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. So no surprise that Amazon is doing it dirty. No surprise that Twitch is doing it dirty. And do not rely on these platforms. Build your own domain. Build your own digital ecosystem. If you're not doing it, if you're not investing in your community, double down on that in 2023. That's what I plan on doing even more. And I think you're going to get a greater return in the long run. Wow, I went on a rant. Geez, see what you did, Alex? You guys feel me? Am I making sense? Like, let me know in the chat room. Am I making any sense? I feel like I went on a rant there. But, that's why I like these live streams. Like, straight up. Like, pre-recorded stuff. Like, when I did this pre-recorded, it was weird to me. Like, it was really weird, I feel like everything was like kind of like scripted, and I had to like make sure I hit all my points. And this is a little bit more short form. I just like this like live stream shit because I feel like this is my vibe. Like, this improv, like, just it's dope. And I'm just hanging out with you guys. So, yo, Reggie. So to piggyback on what you said about staying motivated, your why has to be very strong. 1000% cosign, to the point where it taps into your emotions. Cosign. Your why should make you cry. I like that, Reggie. It's gonna make you cry too. It's like, I gotta do this. This is my why. I don't want to make you cry. It's gonna make me cry if I don't show up for my people. I get it. Like that. Someone told me that years ago. Yeah, man. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. I think that's super, super dope. Your why should make you cry. It goes back to the why, right? Purpose and passion, persistence, patience, all the P's. Let's go. Alex says Ozzy merch, beanies, and plushie. Why not, man? Maybe bring back my old beanies, man. Maybe the newsboy. Maybe had some branded stuff. Plushies. My son would like that. Geez. Maybe I'll sell these. There you go, James. Yeah, I'll sell some sunglasses. Who knows? Who knows what I'm gonna be selling? But I definitely plan on doing some merch later down the line. But yeah, Alex, plushies. Crazy, man. Awesome. Facebook user, awesome. I think you're awesome. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know who this is because apparently on StreamYard you have to give permission to showcase your name. So if you want to drop your name, let me give you a shout out. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Okay, cool. So did I answer that question about paid ads, Anonymous? Let me know. If I didn't, just email me back and I'll be more than happy to give you my advice and a little bit of insight on the paid ad space. If you tune in, say hello. Oh, what's going on, my guy? Let's go, Dave. What's up, brother? Good to see you. It's been a minute, man. iCave Dave. Dave, talk a little bit about your YouTube channel. It's my fellow YouTube. I have some YouTubers. See, we were talking about YouTube, right? Dave, you just jumped in here. We're talking about podcasting YouTube in the state of like this next evolution of podcasting where it's delving into the YouTube space. Curious to know what you think about that. And it's really, been loving the podcast. Thank you, brother. Ugo, what's up, man? My brother, look at that. There you go. Ugo's out here from YouTube. What's up? YouTube is showing up, y'all. Pod Houston, where y'all at? Where's my Pod Houston folks at? That's it, guys. I'm done. No more. I'm going to YouTube. No, just kidding. If you monetize, your life is wonderful. Yeah, your life is wonderful. But isn't it wonderful simply by sharing your message? Isn't it wonderful already, my man? Ugo, isn't it? Because you're doing some amazing things. It's a lot of motivational content. You know, you're doing your thing. Life is wonderful. Ugo, I need to see you at the next event, man. October 19th. Hope to see you there, brother. iCave. Yeah, I've been loving the podcast. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Been loving my podcast or been like loving hopefully my podcast. If not, then I'm glad that you love podcasts, man. Yeah. So we were just talking about just the state of YouTube and where it's going, and been getting a lot of questions about this new era of podcasting. And this need, I felt like when I went to Podcast Movement recently, that was like the big topic. It was, video podcasting. So I do feel like this is the moment. I think the podcasters that adopt video, it's going to increase visibility. It's going to increase markability, discoverability. It's going to definitely enhance your overall brand. And if you can even master the short form repurposing content to put on TikTok and Reels, I mean, now you're taking it to the next level. And I'm seeing a lot of indie podcasters really like 10x their marketing simply by just adopting video. So it's a no-brainer for me, guys. It's a no-brainer. It's something that I'm going to apply to my strategy moving forward. One of the things I'm going to share with you is I'm going to be doing a live stream that's going to be centered around podcasting. Some of you guys know I have a podcast called No Permission Needed. It's centered around personal development. And then I have, obviously, when I go live, it's more through the Pod Houston group. And a lot of my content is podcasting simply because I love this medium. I love helping other people share their message. And I just love everything about this world of content creation, but also love YouTube. I love video. So that's why I really resonate with Podfest, their message, and the fact that we're just here to help people, leaders, use audio and video to really enhance their message. That's what it's all about. So anyhow, that's my long rant, my rambling. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it, y'all. That was all the questions we had. It was really dope vibing with you guys. Once again, Pod Houston, Podfest Expo Wednesday, October 19th. I made sure that I link it up down below. Danielle, if you see this, if you can pin this down there and make sure that people register. It's a free event. Even if you don't register on Eventbrite is if you want to make a donation. Even if you don't register through Eventbrite, come through. It's a free event, free for all. Bring me some tea, some coffee. I'm sure I'll need it, especially since I'm speaking the next morning. I appreciate that. Let's see 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, here we go, man. Oh, hold on. Let me back. Okay. Oh, Ugo says, I'll be there. Good to see you, brother. Awesome. I will see you there. Dave says, streaming myself in a couple hours. Also just starting working with Jack Daniels last month. Yeah, man. Dave is my old buddy he's a bartending mixologist extraordinaire. But I believe your content is more related to Apple products and stuff like that, right, Dave? I'm not sure. It's been a minute. I think last time I checked your YouTube channel. But I am subscribed. I do subscribe. I got to check it out, my man. So I'm going to definitely check out the stream and support you, brother. Love that you're in the mix, man. I appreciate your support, bro. Many years, man. We've known each other for quite some time. Great advice, Ozeal. I just recently closed the Spirit Swag store after a great start. Sales fell off the cliff. It is because this cart was a bit ahead of the horse, if you know what I mean. Yeah, man. I think it's all about divine timing, brother. I think it's all about timing. I think when you run business, it's all about calculating when to unleash the merch and ways to monetize. And it takes time. It takes time, especially when you're building a podcast from the jump. Again, it goes back to my acronym, right? You have to build the brand and then the audience. And normally what I've noticed, Nick, is that the audience will tell you what they want. And I think oftentimes the podcaster or the creator will just assume that they want merch, and they will assume that they want calendars and planners, etc. And then when there's crickets, it's like, it feels a bit defeating, and I get it. I respect that. I love the hustle. I love the fact of creators kind of also getting into the jump start and getting into the mindset of selling products and trying to convert this into sales. But there's also, again, the downfall and the pitfall is that if you have expectations, you're going to be led to disappointment, and the fact that it might not resonate with people right now. It may later. So it's all about timing. I feel it's all about building that brand, building that audience, and really getting into the psyche of what does your audience want from you, Nick? Like, what do they want from your brand? What type of content? What content is resonating with them? I think a lot of podcasters moving forward need to ask themselves, speaking of do's and don'ts of the theme next week, is really think about, get into the head of your audience. Like, what do they want to hear? And obviously there's a selfish component, right? You want to share your content and your message, but there comes a point when you've released enough content that you know what's resonating and what's not. And then you have to make the decision of whether or not you want to pivot in that direction or you want to continue doing what you're doing. But if you do that and ignore what's resonated with people, you find yourself in this place as a creator to continue getting crickets and silence from your audience. So be mindful of your audience, man. Make sure podcasters that you pay attention to what's resonated with them. Bring your energy and heart and soul into it. Be patient with it. Not everything is going to stick. Not everything is going to be golden. But if you continue putting out the content, and I think YouTubers have a good handle on this. I think YouTubers find a great way. I had a friend of mine who started her content, and it was about social media. It was very social media driven. She was kind of like the social media queen. And then towards the end, she ended up like pivoting and went more towards like teaching people how to do a YouTube channel, because the audience said, do more of this and less of that. And it just, sometimes it works out that way, man. So I love that you're podcasting. I love that you're doing your thing. And I think the time is going to come where you will say, okay, cool. It's time for me to, put out merch, and it's time for me to put out a planner or, t-shirts and hats and whatever it is, man, whatever's going to resonate with your people. So I don't want to ramble too much, man, but hopefully that helps. Need to build more. There we go. You said it. I'll open up merch store again once my audience is back. No doubt, man. You have a great podcast. Smells like middle-aged spirit. Go check it out, guys. Nick is a hell of a podcaster. I was honored to be on your show. Geez, when was it, Nick? 2-3 years ago? And then you hooked me up with the t-shirt, which I still rock. So thank you, brother. I'm so good to see you, man. Hopefully I get to see you next week, man. You got to be there, man. Got to be there. Dave, I see the heart, man. Appreciate you, fam. Good seeing you. And my Facebook user just said facts. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Here's a huge favor, especially for my people that are in Houston. Whether or not you are attending next week's event, which I hope you are, it's got to be there. Represent. I want to know, Chantel, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Chantel's going to be there next Wednesday. So peep this. And Chantel, you did this, by the way. You've been showing love, so I appreciate you. Now that we're doing this live stream, I appreciate you doing it. If you're in Houston, here's a huge favor. If you catch us on the replay, share the event with your folks on Facebook and on Instagram, on social. Like, share it with your people. You may know podcasters that are not necessarily a part of Pod Houston that are local. So if they're in the Houston area, you know, they're in Conroe, Pearland, Woodlands, Sugarland, wherever it may be, we got podcasters. Houston is a huge, huge city. And I know we haven't even done, I mean, we have a small percentage of the land grab of podcasters. And one of the mission behind Pod Houston is to be able to continue supporting, advocating, encouraging, and bringing that educational component, that encouragement, that motivation to fellow podcasters, creators into our ecosystem. And we can only do that if you guys, the army, our ambassadors, reach out and share and let people know what Pod Houston is representing. And if you believe in our values, if you believe in what we stand for, and you believe in the events that we put on, please do us a big favor and just share it, post some thoughts about this is a Pod Houston community. It's a free event. Go check it out. The more, the merrier. And again, we just want to make a positive impact, a bigger impact on our city of Houston and beyond, because my goal is to make Pod Houston a notable brand. And I believe that we are. Chris K from Podfest Expo, here's a little side note. He reached out to me and was like, yo, and we connected through Larry Roberts. Shout out to Larry once again for making that connection. But Chris was like, yo, you guys are like holding it down in Houston. Like, you guys are really representing. And I believe that we're one of the most active, most engaged podcasting community in Texas. And that makes me happy because we have a dope community that's supportive, because I can't do this alone. And the fact that you are part of the movement in helping and bringing up the status of the Houston podcaster, not only here, but on a national level. Like, cats from New York and Chicago and Atlanta, they know about Pod Houston. Why? Because I know some of the leaders that are running those meetups. So they know what we're doing and what we represent down here in Houston. And it just gives me great joy, so rewarding to know that we are creating this space where podcasters can come, get support, get connected, get opportunities through these events. Really, really excited about where this is going. Moving to 2023, got mad plans. We got some crazy plans moving forward. Going to be doing a lot more live streaming. I'm going to be interviewing some of you. It's going to be more community driven as always. But I'm going to double down on 2023. So I'm really excited about that. And thank you so much for being a part of the community. Thank you for joining me in the live stream. Please share it with all your folks on social media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's under Ozeal. I'm going to be doing a lot more YouTube content on there as well. And of course, the live stream. I'm going to continue doing more of the live stream. So I just want to poke on here and just say, I know it's been a minute, and I really didn't promote this live stream. I just really wanted to vibe. I know some of you guys are at home working and just took some time out to just hang out with me for the day. So thank you so much. One last comment here. Nick, they want us to go back to what we used to do. That is overwhelming feedback I get, man. Then you know the answer, brother. Get back to work. Get back to the lab and give them what they want, man. And then 10x that. That's my advice. 10x that. All right. That's it. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. My name is Ozeal, founder of Pod Houston, your host. I love you. I'm grateful. I hope I get to see you, shake your hand. I'm a hugger, so hopefully I get to hug you next Wednesday, October 19th, Pod Houston, Podfest Expo. Let's go. The do's and don'ts of podcasting and 10 ways to grow your podcast, and all the strategies by Chris K. Holy Family HTX. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to everybody who donated, who bronated, as Alex said. And that's it. I think that's a wrap. And that's my wrap. Peace, one love, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Let the music vibe right here. Music.